Hello there and welcome to my video showing you how to paint a fuchsia using Brusho. If you just bear with me, I'm going to turn the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. This has been a very steep learning curve doing all this filming. Let's make sure it's in the right position. I just need to turn this around so that you can actually have it the right way around. So just bear with me a minute. Sorry about this. Okay, so we're in position now. Hopefully you can see all of that. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to be using Brusho. I'm going to be using alizarin crimson. This is a new colour that's come out. I really love it. It's a really beautiful pink colour. Purple, turquoise, Prussian blue, and leaf green. I'm going to be using a water spray bottle. This is an Artilia one, but you can find all sorts on the market. I'm going to be using a silver number 6 worker brush from the SAA. The first thing I need to do is draw the actual flower. I'm going to start with the top of the flower like this, nice curve, and then the spiky petals coming out like this at the top of a fuchsia flower. You don't need to do too much detail because the whole idea of this is to have a nice loose flower painting. So if it's too detailed, it'll stop you being loose. And the stamens coming here, I'm not going to draw those on because I want to do that by pulling out the colour, and a bit of a stalk there. So I'm going to show you lots of different techniques using Brusho today. I'm going to start with the alizarin crimson. These are very fine granules, almost like dust, pure pigment that comes out. So I always put a little hole in the top like this with a skewer to stop too much coming out. I'm going to tap the bottom gently, so just get a little bit of the alizarin crimson coming out. You do need to be careful with these colours because they are very strong. So that's the alizarin crimson, just a little bit more at the top there. That's the alizarin crimson. And now I'm going to put some purple at the bottom here for the bottom of the flower. So I say do be careful with it because it's a very, very strong colour. So just tap that in. And then you need to dampen your paintbrush. Use a paper towel just to get rid of the excess water, and then look at this, it's like magic coming out. I love this effect. So bring this nice strong colour out. I'm going to use the brush to get that little petal, bringing it out like that, nice and free. And a little bit more on this one, coming out like this. Now it's just like watercolour, the more water you put on, obviously the lighter the colour will be. This is really strong up here because I had quite a lot of Brusho. And that'll probably do be enough for the petals there. And now I'm going to start on the purple bit at the bottom. I'm going to start at the bottom. Look at the way the colours come out. These are pure pigments. They're really beautiful, dye-based colours. I was first introduced to these when I was working as a primary school teacher in Cheshire. And the colours are just so strong and beautiful. The children get very excited about them, and so do we as adults. So I'm going to bring this up, and it works like wet in wet here because the pink is still, that alizarin crimson is still wet. So it's just like watercolour, and it goes into the colour there. So it's nice and loose look. Just going to make this a little bit more rounded so it looks a bit more natural. And then I'm going to add some water here, quite a lot of water to the bottom because I want it to be nice and wet. I'm going to use the pencil to pull that colour out for the stamens. You see the purples coming down there. If you hold it vertically, it's easier to get this to go all the way down. So some shorter ones and some longer ones. And then I'm going to use the colour here and just print with the end of the brush to get those little droplets at the end of the stamens. As I say, you know, some shorter ones, some longer ones. Lovely. And then, as you can see, probably there are quite a few particles there of alizarin crimson. Can you see that? So I want to get rid of those before I do any other colour. So I'm just going to blow them away, like that. And now I'm going to add the background. I'm going to use this turquoise. And I'm just going to let's bring this down so you can see what's happening. And I'm just going to sprinkle the same way, just a little bit. Do be careful, it's a very strong colour. So less is more. A little bit of Prussian blue, which is a darker tone colour at the top here, so I can mingle with it. And this again is like magic. So I'm going to use the water spray, and I'm just going to spray at a distance, a fair distance, about 20 centimetres high. And look at that lovely texture you get from spraying this colour. You can see how rich and strong that colour is. I can use the brush to just pull this out, almost like a wash around here. These colours are actually dye based, and this hence the very strong pigments. Let's say you've got some strong colour like this and you feel it's a bit too strong, you can always dab it with the paper towel and it will make it a bit lighter, like that. But I don't want to get rid of too much of this texture because it's rather nice. And then another way of using this is to dampen the area around here. I'm going to add some green to give the idea a little bit of foliage. So I've wet that area, and this time I'm going to put the dry pigment into the wet paint. Look at that, it's so strong. As I say, you don't need too much of it. And I could pull out a couple of leaves here if I want to. You just give the idea of a bit of foliage there. I'm also going to dip my brush in the green there and bring this out to give a stalk for the flower. And I can pull this out, a little bit of scribbling almost with the brush to give a bit of texture, idea of foliage and leaves and stalks and stuff coming around here. And then just to finish it off, I'm just going to add a little bit of splattering. Those who know me know I love my splattering. So I've got a little bit of colour from there. I'm just going to splatter like this by hitting the brush against something hard. And a little bit of purple as well, maybe. And there. Okay. And there we have it. A fuchsia flower using Brusho with lots of different techniques. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please share it for me. Thanks for watching.